How are all of you lovely people doing today? My name is John. It's a big day for the zombies community. Just yesterday, the Easter egg for Der Eisendrache was complete, and it's one of the most interesting endings to a zombies map I think we've ever seen. It not only provides a conclusion and answers to many questions that we've had before, but it also gives us a sense of direction for the upcoming zombie maps. What I'm going to do is explain it to you guys and give you all the information you need to know in order to understand what happened, as well as some of the context and where we're going. But before we do, I want to show you guys the cutscene in its entirety. I would like to give a shout out to my buddy Reed, otherwise known as RadAustin27. Him, Noah J456, Money Talks, and Mr. Raffle Waffles were the first ones in the world to complete the Easter egg. Congratulations to you guys. And Reed was kind enough to let me use his footage, so a link to his channel is in the description. Let's check this out.
But only one remains.
The road is long and dark, but I know where we are going. We will complete our mission. He's still alive.
I fucking hope so.
This subject will one day wreak havoc across the entire universe. He cannot be allowed to live.
This wasn't how it was supposed to go. We were supposed to secure the package and be in and out clean. Instead, the whole thing's been one disaster after another. I should never have trusted you, Richthofen. Never!
You should trust me, Dempsey. You all should. This artifact has the power to contain and preserve the subject's soul. Your soul. But it can only be done after the moment of death, just as you saw me do to my other self. It is the only way.
Wait! If someone's gotta take him out to save the universe, then it should be me that does it. Good to see you, Tank.
So that's it, guys. It's pretty freaking sweet, if you ask me. Now let's take a look at it one more time, but this time I'm gonna stop and interject when I feel it is necessary.
But only one remains.
The road is long and dark, but I know where we are going.
Allow me to give a little bit of context to this moment right here. This is when the zombie storyline finally goes full circle. This is, in some sense, a reference to Black Ops 1 when we blew up the Earth. Now we are blowing up the moon instead. You see, on the moon is Dr. Groff and the rest of the Group 935 defectors. We needed to blow up the moon because this was the last remnants of their group. This is where Dr. Groff and many of the other defectors had went to. By destroying the moon, we have killed them and also halted the work of Group 935. Dr. Groff was trying to carry on the legacy of Group 935. He didn't want his work to go to waste, and he wanted Germany to win the war. We needed to take them out, thus we blew up the moon. Now, a lot of people have gone into nonsense about maybe us playing on the moon in DLC 5, or possibly this messing up the tides or something silly like that. We don't need to worry about that. That's not what Treyarch's trying to tell us with this instant. What we're doing is destroying the remnants of Group 935.
We will complete our mission. He's still alive.
I fucking hope so.
At this point, the cutscene has begun, and Richtofen does something that almost makes him look like a traitor. He turns around and he freezes the rest of the characters with the summoning key. This is a power of the summoning key we've yet to see, and now this is one more thing we can add to the list of abilities it has. Richtofen is not betraying the characters though. What he's doing is actually saving them from themselves. You see, they want to wake up the test subjects. Tank initially thought that what they were doing was extracting the test subjects and quite possibly waking him up. But Richtofen knows better than that. Dr. Maxis has expressed to him that the test subjects cannot be woken up, so he needs to stop them from making any irrational moves or acting in a way that he cannot anticipate or control. He needs to freeze them while he goes and kills the test subject.
This subject will one day wreak havoc across the entire universe. He cannot be allowed to live.
This wasn't how it was supposed to go. We were supposed to secure the package and be in and out clean. Instead, the whole thing's been one disaster after another. I should never have trusted you, Richtofen. Never!
You should trust me, Dempsey. You all should. This artifact has the power to contain and preserve the subject's soul. Your soul. But it can only be done after the moment of death, just as you saw me do to my other self. It is the only way.
This is a big moment in the cutscene, and this is when a lot of our questions are answered. Richtofen talks about how he needs to eliminate this test subject because his actions could wreak havoc on the entire universe. This is a reference to Black Ops 1 when the characters go on that crazy adventure led by Richtofen that ultimately resulted in the Earth being destroyed. This sent a shockwave throughout the universe, these actions, if you can imagine a butterfly effect. By destroying the test subject, we don't need to worry about him coming back and acting in a way that's unpredictable or irrational. It's just much simpler to kill him. But we're not quite killing him. We're going to destroy his body, but we're actually going to preserve his soul with the summoning key. Richtofen says he did this to his own body. This is a reference to the beginning of the giant. He shoots himself and then he bends over in front of his body and he actually uses the summoning key to preserve his soul. We didn't realize what he was doing. Many of us suspected he was doing something with blood vials. Tank Dempsey was quite curious about it. He asked Richtofen on the giant what he was doing in front of the body, and now we actually know. He was trying to preserve the soul with the summoning key. He needed to do it immediately after death, and this all explains why we were chasing after the tank subject. We didn't want him to wake up. We didn't want anything bad to happen. We need to kill him. It is the only way. It's a necessary evil in a situation like this, but we're going to be able to preserve his soul with the summoning key, and we can finally understand now why Richtofen needed the summoning key. It didn't make sense at first. Why would he want this key that would allow you to open up interdimensional gateways? Dr. Maxis already does that for him. We now understand though, the key serves other purposes. It could be used to freeze people in space and time. It can also be used to sort of extract souls. What Richtofen wants to do with these souls, though, has yet to be revealed. We know that souls hold power. We know souls can charge things like we've done many times with soul chests. Quite possibly we'll be using their souls later on in the game. It wouldn't be too far-fetched to suspect that.
Wait! If someone's gotta take him out to save the universe, then it should be me that does it. Good to see you, Tank.
I want to stop right here because while it's pretty obvious what's going on, a number of people seem to be confused just by the comments that I've read. A lot of people think that Tank is sacrificing himself here, but he's not quite sacrificing himself. Tank realized that the test subject needed to die, and he came to grips with the fact that he unfortunately cannot let him live. He needs to die, but he feels as though it's not right for Richtofen to do it. If anybody is going to kill the Tank Dempsey test subject, it should be Tank Dempsey himself, and he makes that plea to Richtofen. Richtofen shows compassion, which is something pretty unusual for his character, and I find interesting. It's almost like we're seeing a little bit of character development right here, which is nice to see thrown in there. Thank you very much, Blundy B. And Richtofen lets him destroy the test subject. So Tank isn't necessarily sacrificing himself. What he's doing is, I guess you could say, the dirty work. He feels as though he is the one who should be doing this, and that's why he asks Richtofen to do it. It's not a matter of sacrificing himself. This Tank Dempsey, the one who is destroying the test subject, is not being harmed by this. When Richtofen killed himself, he said he isn't killing himself. He's killing a different version of himself. Somebody similar to him, but not actually him. So don't think that Tank is the one dying. The Origins Tank is perfectly fine. However, the Tank Dempsey that we played through from World at War to Black Ops 1 is now dead. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the ending to Der Eisendrache, and it's a pretty good ending. We get a lot of questions answered. We understand why Richtofen needed the summoning key. We understand what he did to his own body. We have a better understanding as to why he killed himself. We also now know why we were chasing after the test subjects and why they could not live. And Treyarch gave us an understanding of where the zombie storyline may go from here. With two other test subjects left in the world, the Takio test subject and the Nikolai test subject, it would only make sense that we would want to destroy them. This may be where we're going in future maps. We could be visiting other Group 935 research facilities, which we know exist thanks to various ciphers found around the map, and maybe once we go there, we will be destroying the place and eliminating the other test subjects. We're going to have to wait and see, though. We never know, and maybe Treyarch would like to throw a twist along the way. Quite frankly, I'm pretty happy with this ending. It feels like a finale, and that's what I love about it. There's a lot of story development. I'm gonna go, though, and if you enjoyed videos like this, I would recommend you subscribe. I'm gonna be doing plenty more like this as I dig deeply into the zombie storyline. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. I'm gonna go, though. Have a wonderful day, and bye.